If you're thinking about buying in Lake Nona, you've probably noticed something. The market feels different than it did a couple of years ago. Homes are sitting longer, and the bidding war energy is gone, and honestly, that's good news if you're a buyer. But before you start touring homes, there are three things that are going to determine whether Lake Nona actually makes sense for you in 2026. And one of them almost nobody talks about up front. First, the market. Now, days on market in Lake Nona are now running 40 to 65 days for most resale properties. And those sale to list ratios are still in the high 96 to 97% range. So sellers aren't really panicking, but buyers do have time to do a proper inspection, ask for a rate buy down, and maybe walk away from homes that are priced for 2022. That window really didn't exist a couple of years ago. Now, second, the fees, and this is the one that catches people. Almost all Lake Nona communities carry both an HOA, a homeowners association that we're all familiar with, and then also a community development district assessment called a CDD. HOAs dues in communities like Laureate Park and Randall Park, they typically run $150 to $300 a month. CDDs add roughly $150 to $250 more per month on top of that when you amortize the annual assessment. And that's real money. So before you compare two homes at different price points, you have to run the full monthly number and not just the mortgage number or the price of the home. And third, here's the why. Well, Lake Nona has genuine long-term demand drivers that most Orlando suburbs don't. There's Medical City, there's proximity to the Orlando International Airport, and there is a real growing corporate and tech corridor. And those aren't marketing talking points. Those are employment anchors that show up in resale values when you hold property long enough. If your life connects to any of those anchors, for example, you work in healthcare, maybe you travel frequently, or if you're in a tech or remote role that values fast fiber, well, the premium that Lake Nona charges starts to actually make sense. I put together a full 2026 buyer guide for Lake Nona with updated market data, a little neighborhood by neighborhood breakdown, the real HOA and CDD numbers, and pros and cons section that doesn't pull any punches. The link is in the description. Read it before you start scheduling tours. I'm Ted Mosley with Orlando Nest. If you want to talk through whether Lake Nona or anywhere in Orlando fits your situation, the link to schedule a call is down there too. I'll see you in the next one.